What's happening, Hub City fam? This is Pastor Justin, lead pastor of Hub City Church, and we are so glad that you joined us again this week. If you spent any time with us, if you've watched any of our previous videos, you've probably heard some of the same phrasing that we use over and over and over. And the reason for that is this. We believe that culture is made up of common experience and common language. Our approach to ministry is pretty simple. We want to be a church, we want to be a community of believers that is life-giving to the community around us and to the people we come into contact with. And one of the ways that we do that is by making sure that everything we do fits inside the framework of our strategy. So basically we say this: if we have an activity or an opportunity or something that we're considering getting involved in as a church, we ask ourselves if the end product builds into one of these three pillars, and if so, we're all in. But if they don't, quite simply, we just don't do it. Today, we want to share with you the three pillars that make up the strategy of Hub City Church. So one of our deepest core values here at Hub City Church is authenticity. We believe in being real. Krista and I have tried to live our life in such a way that whether you catch us at a restaurant or the grocery store or at church or at home, you get the same version of us. We often say that we don't have time to be fake, we don't have time to put on a front. We believe to our very core that authenticity is the soil by which relationship grows. And if we can't be honest with one another, we can't expect to be able to disciple one another. So at the heart of everything we do at Hub City Church, we want to be a church that is authentic, a church that's real. We are striving to have a real walk with Jesus, and we're striving to disciple those who God puts in our lives to have a real walk and a real devotional life with Jesus. We know that an authentic relationship with Jesus is the catalyst that causes everything else to radiate from. If I'm going to see fruit in my life, if I'm going to see the supernatural moving of God's Spirit in my life in an outward fashion, then it must be happening in an inward fashion. And so everything we do, we put to the litmus test of, does this add to, does this contribute to a real devotional life with Jesus? One of the things that I love about our church is that every time we come together, there's such a sense of family, of community. Not in a weird, dysfunctional, we got to spend Thanksgiving together way, but in a real, we enjoy being together family of believers. Now, we come from all sorts of different backgrounds. We've got all sorts of different stories and where God's brought us from. But in the end, we come together and we can celebrate in the unity of what God has done in our life. And it's not the differences and it's not the different stories that ties us together, but it's our common goal to see the goodness of Jesus radiating out of our lives that makes this possible. We want to be a church on mission, a church that's moving forward, a church that's constantly pushing the kingdom of God to expand. We believe that we have seen the goodness of Jesus in our own lives, and we want to be good stewards of that opportunity and radiate that outward to someone else as well. Not out of obligation, but it is our honor to serve Jesus, and it is our honor to live day to day on mission for Him. We believe in being a church that takes real responsibility for the gospel of Jesus. So that's it. Real devotional life, real community, and real responsibility. Sounds easy, right? Well, we'll see. Here's what I know. I know that I, as a pastor, and our church doesn't always get it right. We're not perfect. But here's what we believe. We believe that when we're open, honest, transparent, real with one another, in the same way, honest and open, real with God, we believe that day by day by day, He's going to do the work that makes us more like Him. And in the end, that's what we all are looking for. So until next time, we love you guys, and remember what we say around here: believe the best, speak the best, leave somebody better than you found them, and let's make the goodness of Jesus unavoidable today.